Hello, everyone. I am your host, Amari Betts. I am an Associate Member Engagement Manager here at NTCA, and I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar. How will one platform help your broadband business win residential and business subscribers? Sponsored by Calix. Our presenters today are Ruby Hibben, Director of Marketing Services, Vantage Point Solutions, Jessica Parsons, Senior Director, Solutions Marketing, Smart Biz, and Smart MDU, Calix, and Brian Taylor, Senior Solutions Marketing Manager, Smart Home, Calix. NTCA, the Rural Broadband Association, believes that information about products and services should be made available to members so they can make informed decisions for themselves and their companies. As such, NTCA does not endorse, recommend, or make any representations with respect to the products or services being offered, sold, or described. Questions. Use the Q&A box to submit questions or comments. Questions will be addressed immediately following the presentation. And at this time, I'm going to hand it over to Brian Taylor. How's it going today, Brian? You're on mute.
All right, thank you. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Just getting through that screen share so that I could come off mute. So first of all, thank you for joining the webinar today. We're going to talk about how will one platform help your broadband business with residential and business subscribers. Our agenda for today is first, Jess will talk to us about Smart Life Overview. I will discuss Smart Home Overview and offerings. And last, Ruby will help us learn how to understand and build value-based offers. I'm going to turn it over to Jess to get us started.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. And good afternoon, everyone. Excited to be with you here today to talk about differentiating offers. First, we just wanted to lay a little bit of kind of a level set on why we feel it's important for broadband providers to differentiate their offerings. So what we have seen in the market and talking with our customers is subscriber needs have moved from going beyond connectivity to really looking for seamless value-added experiences. And we see that with the rise of gaming, obviously the rise in the past 4 or 5 years of working from home and everything we all went through with COVID. Other subscribers are running small businesses and needing more than connectivity to be productive about doing that. And then a lot of us are at home and having our lives being completely connected and looking for the need to really protect our families. And so BSPs have a great opportunity, as I mentioned, to go beyond just providing speed and connectivity and really some differentiated value-based offers to their customers. So if we go to the next slide, what we're going to dive into a little bit today is what many of you have maybe heard about before, but Calix's Smart Life Managed platform. And really what this is looking at a managed service portfolio and how BSPs can use a managed service portfolio to meet subscribers where they are, whether they're at home, whether they're in their community, as I mentioned, running a small business, or in community style living, like a multifamily housing or an HOA, to really meet those use cases of their connected life and provide more value than just pure connectivity. And the second piece of that, if we go to the next slide, is having the platform to do that easily, effectively, and scalably as a BSP. And so Brian will go into more detail about this, but the Calix Smart Life and Unlimited Subscriber platform is really built on that, which is having one platform to deliver any service to any type of subscriber, indoors or outdoors, with the ability to plug and play, simple and effective delivery for BSPs. And so you can see some examples. What we'll walk through today in a lot of depth is taking the residential use case and going through of how can you segment your residential subscriber base and deliver them those differentiated experiences? How can you think about different ways into your residential base and how you can package to really meet their needs. Ruby's going to talk about a lot of that. But we wanted to highlight that this platform in general, and we'll talk about this a little bit throughout the webinar, is not just for residential subscribers. It can extend to your small business subscribers. It can extend to outdoor applications like a marina or a farm. And so keep that in mind as we're talking about how to identify and isolate value for each of your subscriber types. So before we get started, we're obviously talking about a lot of new services, and know a lot of you on the call have new things going on. So we wanted to launch our first poll and get an idea of different types of projects that people may have underway. So our first poll question is, are you planning to launch, or have you already launched this year, a new service like outdoor Wi-Fi, a value-added service like connected cameras, a Wi-Fi app experience, or something like social media monitoring to help parents keep their children safe when they're connected? So we're just going to throw up a quick poll question here. Should pop up on all of your screens. There it is. So please take a minute, or other is also an option. Maybe we haven't captured one of the projects that you're working on right now, but please select any that apply to you just with a quick check mark. As I mentioned, it'd be great for us to get some background to help tailor conversation on what people are working with. So we'll just give that a second or two. And Fond, I think we're good if you want to close out the poll and throw up the answers. Awesome. It is summer, so it is great to see almost 60% of the respondents are working on an outdoor Wi-Fi offering. So super cool to see, as well as a high percentage on Wi-Fi app experience. So non-shockingly, lots of different stuff going on. What we'll dive into next, and I'll hand it back over to Brian, is, we often on our side think about these things from a capability perspective, offering a connected camera, offering outdoor Wi-Fi, but how can we break through as marketers and really tailor that to the needs and the exact use cases of different ways to look at your subscriber base? So Brian's going to walk through a few different examples, and so I'll hand it back over to him.
Thank you, Jess. And thank you all for answering the poll questions. Now let's talk some more about subscribers that are in your footprint. Today, we're going to focus on a few different subscriber audiences and discuss how they have ongoing needs, and that those needs need to be met. And it's more than just fast internet speeds. These subscribers have been asking for more and more from their service providers, as we've spoken with many of you across the United States and North America. First, let's talk about families. We know that there's 32.9 million families that have children under the age of 18 in the US. 7 out of 10 parents have mentioned that parenting is harder than ever in the last 20 years, or harder than ever 20 years ago. Some of the top challenges that parents face today is their children are relying on technology and looking at screens for long periods of time. They are viewing inappropriate content. They're worried about cyberbullying, poor academic performance, and they are experiencing anxiety and depression, as well as low self-esteem. This is not uncommon or unusual for families in the US or families with young children, because these children and families are exposed to knowledge much quicker than they have been in the past. I know in my household, my kids, specifically now that it's summertime, have been on devices way more than I like. But with working parents and so forth, sometimes we have relied on technology to pass time as our kids are home away from school and so forth. These parents and families have needs as well. There's no parent out there today that says, hey, I want to be a bad parent. I want to not be able to understand technology, and more importantly, they don't want to feel embarrassed by not having the knowledge they need to support their lifestyle and their families and technology. When you think about these families, what are solutions that service providers can provide that will help? So I want you guys to start to think about that as well. The next audience let's talk about U.S. homeowners with outdoor spaces. Homeowners with outdoor spaces, they want to make sure that they are able to share those moments that they have outdoors. They want to make sure that their devices are secure when connecting to Wi-Fi, just like it is inside the home. They want to be able to experience the outdoors and enjoy the moments that they have with their friends and families. Some of the top use cases for U.S. homeowners with outdoor spaces are entertainment, outdoor work spaces, outdoor automation, recreational activities, and health and fitness. These are some of the top use cases where homeowners need more than just fast connectivity. Reliability is also important, and the ability to have other solutions to help them experience the ideal experience when working technology. As you think about this audience, you want to think about the homeowner space and what are those solutions on your roadmap that will help them experience outdoor lifestyle that they expect. Is it a connected camera? So that they can know what's happening at the pool if they have young children? Is it if they're working in the barn or in the cornfield and they want to understand what's happening at the front door? Do they have smart metering tools to help them understand water levels for their crops? Automated water systems? Is a package being delivered? Smart cameras and connected cameras are one of the few solutions that comes to mind for me. What are some of the connected devices you can think of that need safe, secure, and reliable connectivity? As you think about outdoor lifestyle, what are solutions that you, the service provider, can provide that will help them? Next, gamers, which is my favorite. I like to identify myself as a gamer, and I'm pretty sure there's tons of gamers in your subscriber base. And gamers are very interesting. Whether it's an online game of Call of Duty, competing the Dallas Cowboys, the best team in the NFL, playing on Madden 24, or is it NBA 2K, or someone playing Roblox or Fortnite, whatever the game, gamers have a very unique profile and perspective in creating the ultimate experience for them to be successful in their gaming. Some of the things that you might hear from a gamer: the lag is killing me. I can't get a decent match without my game glitching. Now, and forget about catching my favorite Twitch streamer. It's just a bug, a buffering mess. Gamers want to make sure that they have quality of service. Excuse me. There are over 214 million gamers in the US. 36% of them are between the ages of 18 and 34. I wish I was in that age group, but I'm not. But I still can qualify myself as a gamer. Even the mix between male and female for gamers is roughly about 50%. So you have both male and female playing games. And these gamers are big spenders. I know in my household, I have a budget of about $100 a month for gaming. I have two young gamers, whether it's virtual bucks from Fortnite, Roblox bucks, or whatever virtual currency or mobile game or app or gym that they feel that they have to purchase. Good old dad is purchasing those things, which makes us big spenders in the gaming industry. And they need the provider's network to execute on those games. Gamers want low latency. They want to be able to connect their games not only in home, but also on the go. They want to prioritize their Xbox, their PS5, Nintendo Switch, or whatever device that is connecting to their home network or the network on the go. Having solutions for these subscribers are critical to increasing ARPU and satisfaction. Their reputation in the gaming community matters, and they're ultra competitive. When you think about your footprint and you think about gamers, again, think about what are the solutions the service provider can provide that will help them. Let's move on to work from home audience. A few years back, there was a global pandemic, and it forced a lot of businesses and workers to have a hybrid approach on how businesses and employees executed day-to-day tasks. Folks are going back into the office, but there's still a good majority of people that are working from home or have a hybrid approach both in office and at home. 41% of US workers are in this boat. Over 75 million Americans are working from home. 95% of workforces have some form of remote work or hybrid work model. Here at Calix, we are 100% remote workforce, and it's critical for us to be able to connect on video calls, have the ability to prioritize devices, and we need to make sure we protect those devices because they're sensitive data that we work with on a day-to-day basis. And with cybersecurity protections for the work from homer is important and critical. Needs are evolving, and their needs are more than just speeds. They need cyber protection. They need the ability to prioritize their work laptop or work phone or any other work device. They need to make sure they have reliable connectivity so they can execute on video calls or even execute on webinars like we are here today. Those needs are not only important for them, but it's important that they have those needs met because it maintains their quality of life and also ensures that they are effective in their workplace and communicating where they're not in the office. So again, as a service provider, think about those solutions. Think about how critical it is to provide solutions that meet the needs of these audiences. And the last audience I'm going to touch on are our seniors, or those that are aging in place. These subscribers are known to be our most vulnerable. 30% of Americans are 65 years age or older. 37.6 million households, or 61% of these folks, have broadband going to their home. 75% of them use smartphones, and 45% of them use social media daily. We tend to think about our seniors as afraid of technology, or they don't have the ability to adapt to new technology, or they need some help. While that is the case in some situations, but you'd be surprised, a lot of our seniors or those that are aging in place are quite comfortable with the internet and technology. Our opportunity is to help protect them from advanced cyber criminals, protect them from phishing emails, protect them from malicious text messaging. It is not our job to determine and minimize their ability to interact and engage with technology, but to ensure that they have a valuable experience and provide them with solutions that protect them from those cyber criminals. They want to connect to the internet easily and to communicate with their loved ones on a day-to-day basis. These subscribers also engage with multiple connected devices, whether it's a smartwatch, a monitoring health device, a connected camera, to provide a lens inside and outside of their home. It is important that they have reliability, fast speeds, connectivity, and solutions from their trusted guide, you, the service provider, for them to easily manage all of their devices. It is our social responsibility to provide a simple solution and experience that will help them enhance their lives. I've spoken about 5 different audiences, and I'm assuming that most of you can relate to one or a few of these different audiences. I'm going to hand it quickly over to Jess to talk to us about some business audiences.
Great, thanks, Brian. And as Brian mentioned, he went through, 5 very in-depth ways to look at your residential subscriber base. But small business subscribers have their own flavor of needs as well, and are often an overlooked opportunity in the broadband space. There's over 30 million small businesses that have less than 20 employees in just the US. And like the senior audience Brian just spoke about, small businesses are very vulnerable to cyber attacks. There's often a misperception that because they're not an enterprise business and maybe their data is thought of as not being as valuable, that maybe small businesses are less vulnerable. But in actuality, over 61% of SMBs have experienced a data breach or cyber attack in the past year. And a large portion of small businesses still have no or very limited cybersecurity. It's a great opportunity for BSPs to come in and truly be a trusted partner and advisor to that small business. They obviously always need their business to be connected. And lots of small business owners understand and really want to protect their business and their customers. Downtime or a cyber attack can be detrimental to their small business. Many of these businesses, are operating on a month-by-month basis. Even a few hours of not being connected on a Saturday morning could make or break their month. And so looking at how can you tailor an offering and a solution to really target these needs when they don't necessarily have robust IT support or an IT specialist on their staff. How can you, as a BSP, partner with the small businesses and develop a solution and offering to target this very specific audience is also another way to look at how to bring managed services to differentiate. So some additional food for thought on top of those residential profiles. But we have another poll that we'd love to throw up. As Brian said, hopefully some of these examples got the wheels turning in your brain, but we'd love to know, in your current marketing, are there customer segments today that you currently have tailored or value-based offers for? Or is there any, as you're launching new services, that you're in the process of planning to create offers for? So if we can put up the poll, we have some examples there once again to choose from, and feel free to click as many as apply to you. Oh, I realized we have small business on there twice now, but small business, families, seniors, work from home. Other would be another one. I think we're missing gamers on our checklist, so maybe we'll see a lot of others as people resonated with Brian's gamer example. But would love to hear from people kind of what your target markets are today and how you've chosen to segment your base. We'll just give that a couple of minutes. And I think we're good. We can shut down this poll and look at the answers, Fonda. Awesome. So it looks like a lot of people have a targeted small business offering, which is great. Families is another one bubbling up to the top, as well as quite a bit of focus on work from home and seniors. And so good to hear that, these segments are resonating in your areas as well. And would love to hear in the chat if anybody wants to put in any others that as we go throughout that maybe we haven't highlighted yet. It'd be great to share ideas and thoughts with the others on this webinar as well. So feel free to push any of those other ones in the other category into the chat. With that, I'll hand it back over to Brian. He's going to go into a little bit more detail specifically in the residential use case of the types of solutions Calix offers to help enable these type of offerings.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. And again, thank you all for engaging with our poll questions. So you may see yourself in a lot of these audiences with similar needs. As a service provider, you can provide them with a holistic solution that they will enjoy and engage with. As the trusted advisor in your community, here are a list of additional services that you may think about implementing or packaging together to meet the evolving needs of your subscribers. Is it social media monitoring, identity monitoring, subscriber mobile application, network security, subscriber roaming, connected cameras, quality of service, content controls, cybersecurity, mobile backup, or providing community Wi-Fi? Providing these additional services will meet the needs of what you see here on the left, the different audiences that we talked about. Is it a family, an early adopter, a remote worker, empty nesters, gamers? Providing them with holistic solutions is key to meeting their ever-changing needs. As we let's quickly talk about expanding the use case of Smart Town. So let me change slides. So as we think about Smart Town, and we've talked to subscribers and customers like you and other service providers, people want to be able to take their in-home experience and take it around town and throughout the community. With creating this network, not only within residential homes, but then also in businesses and throughout the community, you can link these networks together to provide subscribers with private, secure, and safe Wi-Fi as they roam around the community. When you think about the use cases, such as first responders, the ability to effectively communicate in areas when there is an emergency is enough to be able to save one life. That is critical. Being able to utilize the network built within the community to ensure your community is safe. That's one of the use cases of Smart Town. When you think about organizations or workers that come in from different communities that there's a major project in your area or city, subscribers that come in and out, they're able to stay connected and stay connected with their friends and family. If they don't have access to cellular networks, this holistic Wi-Fi solution and network will allow them to stay connected. You think about education. We want our youth to be able to have an educational experience that is free of viruses and malware and protects the most important devices as they're learning, not only in school, but on the go. And then you think about visitors, those folks that are coming in here in Texas. Friday Night Lights is huge. You have folks coming in for football games on the weekend, being able to stay connected. If it's a movies on the square or a local festival, the ability for subscribers to roam on and off of your network in partnership with other service providers in the area creates a unique experience that would drive satisfaction with your subscribers, which will also help with retention and ongoing success. We're going to propose one more poll question. So if we can throw up the poll. Does your broadband business see community Wi-Fi as a revenue generator? Yes, no, or unsure? Okay, I'm finally getting uncomfortable with the silence. So if you don't mind throwing up the answers and we can see what we got. All right. And that's fine. We have a few of you are unsure. Again, you'll learn later. We'll be able to talk to you guys about community Wi-Fi, how it can help not only build or create a unique experience for your community, but also drive revenue. But there's also some yeses in there as well. So we look forward to meeting and talking with you in the near future. So now let's look at Smart Town in a more specific use case. Let's take homeowner association as an example. Homeowner association communities, you can build out the network, which is being built out. You can look at it in the way of the home network within the communities are creating a safe and secure managed Wi-Fi experience coming from every home or apartment in that community. And then within the community, within the public community areas or the amenities such as a pool or a park or basketball courts, tennis courts, utilizing the outdoor network, these subscribers are free to roam around that community and get that same level of safe and secure experience that they expect and receive from their residential homes. This is how you can visualize creating, or think about how you can visualize creating offers that go beyond the front door of the residential home and opens up the doors to the community for you as a service provider to be successful. Again, this is one of the more detailed examples of how a HOA community could provide community Wi-Fi to enhance not only the community experience, but also the broadband service provider to enhance their experience with their customers. I'm going to throw up one more poll question, or actually it's going to be two poll questions. The first one, are you planning on launching community Wi-Fi in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or unsure? All right, we can throw up the results. As I imagined with the previous question, with over 50% of the answers being unsure, I would have figured as well that we'd have a lot of unsure answers here as well. And again, we are here to be your trusted advisor and consultant to help you think through how community Wi-Fi can enhance the experience of your subscribers. The next question is, we've talked a lot about smart home offerings, solutions, and building value-based packages. As you think about the audiences that Jess and I talked about, what type of value-based offers would work in your community? Is it a guardian package for families? Is it a gamer package, work from home professionals, or others? Again, I'm starting to get that uncomfortable feeling of silence. So let's go ahead and throw up the answers. Awesome. It looks like for the most part, we're all thinking about some of these packages that we can tailor and offer for our subscribers. So thank you all for listening to Jess and I. I'm going to have the pleasure of handing this over to Ruby, and she's going to talk to you about value-based offers, how you can create, present, and think about those offers as we move forward. So Ruby, take it away.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Jess. Hi, my name is Ruby Hibben. I'm the Director of Marketing Services at Vantage Point Solutions. I see a lot of familiar names here on the participant list, but for those who don't know, Vantage Point, just 30 seconds about who we are and what we do. We are a premier broadband consulting and engineering firm for ISPs like yourselves. Not only have experts at Vantage Point secured more than $3 billion in funds from grants and auctions, but we've engineered thousands of fiber and wireless projects over the course of time and help clients like you keep the business running by protecting your business and operations, connecting you with your end users, empowering your staff to excel, and making it so your business can rise to the challenge of ever-changing industry needs that come at us all very quickly. In short, our goal is to make your current subscribers love you and your future subscribers motivated to learn more about you. So I'm really excited to be able to join the Calix team today on this NTCA webinar to discuss one of my favorite topics as a marketer, value-based marketing, and how we get down into the nitty-gritty. First, I just want to acknowledge that all of the hats, that all of the attendees on this call are wearing lots of hats daily. You've probably put about 3 different ones on so far today, and it's hardly past lunchtime for some of us. I was recently on a panel in Scottsdale where each panelist was asked to describe their company as if it were a vehicle. And my new friend, Jill Casper from up in Minnesota at CTC, she said it really well. She said that CTC is like a spaceship. They're exploring new worlds and going where no one has gone before, all traveling at the speed of light. So I say this just to acknowledge, I feel your pain. And when your company or co-op is incredible, it's even harder to focus your message. After all, you offer multiple services or products, and your business provides customers, your subscribers or members with multiple benefits. So how is one to focus? On the next slide, I just want to point out there is a big difference between a unique selling proposition and value-based marketing. And one of the most difficult steps in establishing your value-based marketing is to differentiate between the two. It requires you to think a little bit differently and put yourself in your member subscriber shoes. So to start, what exactly is value-based marketing? Simply put, it's a marketing approach that focuses on delivering value to customers beyond just the product or service. It's about building long-term relationships and customer loyalty by understanding their needs and their preferences. It's one of the most important things you can do for your brand. First, value-based marketing enhances customer loyalty by creating strong, positive connections with customers. It helps differentiate you and your brand in a very competitive market, and it leads to higher customer satisfaction, resulting in those positive word-of-mouth interactions that everybody hears about. Your value proposition is really intimately related to your unique selling proposition or your USP, but they're not the same thing. Your USP sets you apart from your competitors when it comes to a particular market or product. It's a way of positioning yourself and letting people know, hey, we have this. Your value proposition, your value-based marketing message runs a bit deeper. It's part of your fundamental business model. You probably have multiple USPs happening all at the same time, framed for different targets or offerings. They draw on your core value and they tell a certain market why they should come to you or one of your competitors. The value part in your value-based marketing means the customer perceived value. It's the element that makes people feel like they have won the cost-benefit trade-off. It's the idea that they are getting beyond their money's worth. And you can see an example up here on the screen. Customer value marketing gives your campaigns, Brian, if you want to switch to the next slide here, it gives your campaigns better results and better structure. Use value-based marketing to focus content strategy and get creative with PR ideas. You can get creative with your editorial calendar, or if you're not quite to the creative stage, purely establishing an editorial calendar is a huge win. At times, it's a perfect plan to start small, and planning content around values marketing is a great place to start. Use value-based marketing to get and give better data. Value convinces people to buy. If a value-driven marketing initiative doesn't pay off, which every now and then we've got some clunkers, right? You may not have the expected goal, but you do have the data. Use this data to adjust your messaging or the delivery vehicle you are using to deliver that message to your subscribers. Next, use value-based marketing to develop better leads. This happens at least 2 ways and probably at least 15 others. The first that I want to highlight is that you can optimize your ad spend. If you can figure out specifically who benefits most from the value you offer, what they search for online, how they read their news, you can create better customer personas and use them to build better pay-per-click campaigns on Facebook or Google. And the second, and maybe more importantly, is that value-based marketing inspires the idea that your subscriber, again, is getting beyond their money's worth. And trust me, and talking with lots of the familiar names I see on this participant list and lots of different clients, I've witnessed firsthand the extra TLC that you and your frontline staff give those you serve. And 99% of the time, I think it is true that your subs are definitely getting beyond their money's worth. That's what inspires brand value advocates. So use value-based marketing to inspire those value advocates. People love to pass on hot tips that others will appreciate. And when you serve someone feed them the best meal of their lives or make an annoying task a lot easier, you create a brand representative that's eager to spread the good news. So that's what a USP versus a value marketing message is. You understand why it's important, but Ruby, how do we get to the meat and potatoes of this? How do we find what they value? I have great news. Finding what people value is not out of anyone's reach. It just takes the right mix and you're putting yourself in the right frame of mind. I pulled this, these always make me laugh in People magazine. The stars, they're just like us. But I think the same can be true for subscribers, members. They're just like us. I want to introduce you on the next slide here to my friend, Sarah. She's a fake friend, but we're going to pretend she's real. She is 35 years old. She's a female. She lives in Montana. She's a school teacher. She's married. She's got 3 children. She really values her family. She values education, her community. She gives back in her community. She loves her work-life balance. She's also interested in sustainability. Because of her background and who she is and how she grew up, she's interested in child development. She loves educational resources. She likes outdoor activities, community events. Her lifestyle includes a busy schedule, balancing work and family life. She's active in her child's school and extracurricular activities. Like I said, she enjoys spending time outdoors with family and educational experiences for her children. Her husband, Blake, he loves to golf. Sarah doesn't care much for it, but they go as a family to spend time together. So, like most who match her demographics, Sarah wants safety for her family. She wants the ability to make decisions that give extra convenience to her life. And she wants to schedule, watch, attend, and document joyful moments. So let's take a moment and walk through a specific example. Perhaps some of you have tried looking at the poll responses. Maybe you're considering this idea of community-wide outdoor Wi-Fi, just as an example. Community-wide outdoor Wi-Fi is not on Sarah's radar. She doesn't know that she needs it, but Sarah's husband, Blake, who loves to golf, the part that she doesn't care about much, she doesn't care about the golfing part, but she does love being outside and she loves spending time with the whole family. What Sarah values is being the golf cart DJ. She supplies the snack. They have a great time. And a community-wide Wi-Fi can help bring that joy to their lives. It's not on her radar, this community-wide Wi-Fi, but she does value getting school supplies ordered while the kids swim, even if the pool has poor cell phone access. She can get that done. That's the convenience part. This isn't on her radar, community-wide Wi-Fi, but she does value sharing the fun county fair photo on her Instagram story as it happens. She wants to share her joy with her friends and her followers. So I want to present that's thinking through a specific example for one person in a target audience is a great way to get your thoughts going on what is the value here? What's the safety? What's the convenience? What's the joy? And I want to present to this group another prompt, another way that you can start going down your mental path of, gosh, how do I get to the bottom of this? So I'm going to share a technique that we've used with clients in the past to help understand and formulate their value-based statements. And it has to do with an intersection of a grocery store and what you can promise as an organization in every interaction. So imagine, just for a second, humor me, and put yourself in the cereal aisle at the grocery store. And in the next aisle over, you can't see them, but you can hear someone who's catching up with a friend, and imagine that your brand comes up and you asked what's new in their life. This is a pretend conversation, but if you overheard a subscriber or a member talking about your brand or company or co-op in the next aisle over to a friend, think about what you would hope they say. Here's a couple of examples. Oh my gosh, wait till you see this family of raccoons we had on our deck. The new camera system caught the whole thing and it's such a crisp picture. I'm sure nothing is going to happen, but we really gained some peace of mind with this security system. Maybe she said something like, things have been so busy since we opened up the store. I'm pretty good at tech stuff, but when I went with the option where PrairieCom manages everything from my phones to my internet, oh my gosh, it's so worth it. Can you imagine where we'd be as a business if without outsourcing that? Ben and his team are great to work with. I get to focus on meeting clients. They got me exactly where I needed to go to get things off the ground for my business. One more example. Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm so glad you recommended Magnolia Communications before I moved to town. Becky at the customer service counter made sure I was all taken care of and even asked about things I hadn't thought of yet. I'm so glad that I got connected with them because they got me where I needed to go. So, what are we learning from this? Grocery store conversations and the intersection of what you know your company, co-op, brand, the people that you work with every day, what can you promise that happens in every single interaction? And at that intersection, that's where this value magic starts to happen. So some food for thought. As we move through here, so there are lots of places to look for people and how they talk about your brand. This can happen on social media. It can happen on review sites. It can happen in survey feedback. Maybe you were specifically searching for it. Maybe you weren't. Perhaps there's an online forum. There's a Reddit thread that starts to talk about what's happening and mentions your company. A really good resource can be your customer service team or your tech team, going and asking them who are having these day-to-day interactions and asking, what are people loving the most? What are they hating the most? What have you gotten feedback on? There's always in-person feedback, like focus groups and different interviews. Oh, I think my AirPod just went dead. Can you still hear me? Okay, cool. There's also a lot of value. Oh, did I lose you? Sorry about that. I'm good. I'm gonna turn my Bluetooth off just in case. There we go. There's also a lot of value in doing the same thing, but on the competitor side. Do a competitor analysis and really highlighting not where people really dislike the competitors, but if they're feeling pain points and you know it's a place where your brand can deliver and do a better job than the other competitors' pain points where people are expressing it, capitalize on that. That's the value you're bringing. They're feeling that pain, they're expressing it, turn it around. Another idea to go searching for feedback to understand the value you bring is in mobile app stores. If you have a mobile app, if your competitors have mobile apps, you can go in there and dig a little bit, find the good, the bad, the ugly, and really bring some value to your messaging if you turn that around and highlight what you can really bring to the table. There's always market research reports. I think where the rubber really meets the road is after you figure out and establish your value proposition, how do you prove it? Once you've nailed that down and you've got your value-based marketing messages going, you're telling your story, you're showing the people what they can gain. Your value can be communicated so many different ways, but here's some examples. Give them the stats. If you do something way better and you know it, show them how much better it is. Maybe you have some scientific data that you can put together and put out there in the world. You can show explanations on how you follow through on this value-based marketing. There's demonstrations, there's guarantees and warranties. How about some social proof? They don't have to believe you. They can believe the other people that you've brought value to through testimonials, personal stories, case studies. There's this cool thing called Cameo. I've seen a couple of clients start to use that. If you have really nailed your value-based marketing, checking into what it would take to use a cameo of a celebrity or an influencer to help communicate that and really move the needle for your brand and for some lead generation, that could be something that you try. Or if you're really, really knocking it out of the park on your value-based marketing, applying for industry awards is a great way to tell that story and prove it out. So in closing, and I know we went quickly, happy to answer questions, but just remember, and I want to leave you with this thought. While there's lots of marketing jargon out there and lots of things that you could do, I think there's a lot of value in remembering that you're a real human serving real humans. There's real lives, there's real problems, and you can bring real value to their internet experience, their broadband experience, and the rest of their life if you really nail this value-based marketing idea. With that, Brian, I think I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, Ruby, for sharing. Now that you've heard about different audiences within your footprint and how you can tailor an experience for them, this could be very overwhelming. You've just been exposed to a lot of information, a lot of, different things to think about. We want to let you know that both Calix and Vantage Point is here to help you in whatever way that meets your needs and fits the experience that you're going after. We know some of your organizations may have one-person marketing departments or full-scale marketing departments with creative agencies on staff, unlimited resources, and so forth. But whatever the scenario is, whatever fits and works for you, with whatever resources that you have, we have a few different ways that we can help, and we have a few different models that we look at to help you in your success with delivering value-based offers for your subscribers. You can do it yourself if you prefer, to take the self-service route. We all have the resources available to help you be successful. If you want us to show you how, we can guide you with step-by-step processes, and we're here to help you through those processes as well. And last, we do it with us. This is hand-holding. This is being your assistant, being at your call and helping you deliver on these experiences. Because we know whenever you communicate and talk with your customer, that is a critical touch point. And we want to make sure that we help you and help them become lifelong fans and promoters of your business. With that being said, we have one final poll question for you, and we thank you for your time today. The last question is, would you like a consultation with an expert on the following: outdoor Wi-Fi, value-based marketing offers, connected lifestyle services, or small business offers? We can throw up the poll. We appreciate it. And you can click all that applies. Sorry, I failed to mention that. All right, I waited a little bit longer that time for my awkward uncomfortableness with silence. So if we can throw up the answers to the poll, I'd greatly appreciate it. Awesome. Well, we thank you again for your time today and hope that this information resonates with you. And we hope to hear from you soon. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns with the webinar. And I'm going to turn it over to Amari to close us out. I know he has some information to provide when this webinar will be available and so forth. But again, we thank NTCA for having us today, and we hope you enjoyed the webinar.
Well, thank you very much. This concludes today's webinar. This webinar will be posted next week on NTCA's website. We would like to thank Calix for hosting this webinar, and we would like to thank all of our attendees for joining us today for this event. Thank you very much, and you all have enjoy the rest of your day.